Hello everyone to the battle report of the second edition of the Mines of Alost tournament. The first one, beginning of the year, was a rivals tournament that I actually won with Garrick's Reavers. But now it is a Nemesis format with actually an organized play on the line, and you have to have a legal warband. So I settled for Cyreni's Razors with a concoction that I made of Countdown to Cataclysm and Rack in Ruin, which I labeled Racking Tides, because Hammer Tide and a lot of ping ping ping. I actually managed to test them out in some casual games this time, and they performed really well, though the types of warbands I do fear are the usual suspects, those that race all their fighters back all the time like the Grimwatch or Zondara, as it would force me to take huge risks to take down the souls of the racing, or the current meta champions Zarbag's Gids, because, well, they are with many and they're just good, and when inspired they're a hell of a warband to put down. So the time came and we were off to Aalst after collecting my mates around Antwerp's right bank to hop into our tournament bus and get going to the excellent Hermelijn store. Also, I wonder what purchase I will be bringing home today. Spoiler, it was only a pot of paint. I actually brought the wrong one. Because me and game stores, it's a bad combination. Also, thanks to Nico and the others for allowing me to use their pictures for some additional, well, viewing pleasure. So numbering 8 players, the event, which has one of the organized playsets for support, would consist of 5 games. My first pairing was against Wouter and his Tundrix Profiteers, which ran Rack and Ruin combined with Pilch and Plunder. So that meant I needed to stay clear near the edges of for the stay close card. And I had to stay on a treasure token as long as possible to prevent Strip the Realm. I managed to do this quite well, denying him points in the first 2 rounds especially, before finishing off the game with a 20-17 victory. This was closer in the end than it looked, but I never really came into a tight spot, always comfortably leading the game. For the second round, my opponent was Arnaud with the Italis Guardians and the Pilch and Plunder coupled to Blazing Assault. My prime target from the get-go was his leader herself, being the only 3 wound model he had, so a Hammer Tide, a Ping and a Charge. He went in with his healing potion after the first 2 wounds, but as there was no underdog yet, he could only heal once. His leader was out. From then on, he was on a constant back footing while I went about doing my thing, resulting in a hefty 23-7 victory against the 3 Revenants, who were all tabled. After some lunch by McDonald's and the painting voting, it was time to face Johan, and yep, here they are, Zarbag's Gids. I was lucky though, there were no undead race warbands at the tournament, so that was a bit of a bonus. But he had Countdown to Cataclysm with Pillage and Plunder. Yep, that deck. In what would later turn out to be a Warvy final Advan la Lettre. From the get-go, I was on the chase, being almost constantly the underdog. But on the plus side, I had managed to take down this fanatic early with the needed pings and a single charge, resulting in the crazed lunatic doing only a single point of damage to Alafir from entering his adjacent square. The Gids though, taking a strong lead already inspired beginning of the second round, causing them to dodge a lot of my attacks. But in the very final activations, Cyreni snuck through his line, scoring me 5 glory divided over various cards and taking the lead in the very last end phase for a 19-16 very hard fought victory. After the hard thinking game of the previous round, it was the 4th round and it was Vincent with Morgoth's Crushas, tooled with Countdown to Cataclysm and Burning Assault, that came on my path for some sheer violence. But his dice blocked for him in the first round and he was pretty much out of the game from then on. His final round even being activations he could only focus, awaiting that successful strike that would table him, and the last Oryx hit went duly on the chopping block for a 20-13 victory. That meant that in my 5th game and the final one I faced Peter, who was seriously up-paired as I had beaten all the spots behind me, and my glory difference actually put me in a chair for this round. I could lose with about 20 glory difference and still actually win the tournament. So he brought the Ember Watch coupled with Countdown to Cataclysm and Blazing Assault. While he finished the first round with a 5-6 lead, I quickly started overtaking him from then on, scoring a whopping 5 glory in one go when I took out, well, actually only Eternal, to cruise to an 18-16 victory. The tournament ended with me going as the only one for a 5-0, 100 glory points scored and a whopping 31 glory difference. In the second place came those Gids, scoring a 4-1 with 97 glory, but only a 10 glory difference before a whole pack of players going 2-3 and Tundrix Profiteers closing up the pack. In the painting votes, I actually ended second after the Iltari's Guardians, so that was a pleasant surprise as well. Mind you, the Aurochs were a commission job and as such are not shown in this little video of all the actual players that I put on my YouTube channel yesterday. So he had entered the Skinnerkin instead. This left me with a nice heap of goodies from the tournament, and we all received a sprue for participating. I picked one of a Stormcasting Kruleboy, as I can always have use for those in solo games. The alternate art promo cards, which I don't have any use for though, because I don't have the bands. I'm going to use, of course, the artwork ones for the regular cards. But my bands from the starter box are already sold off, and I never bought the Jaws or the Gardeners. The Crones are the first actual warband of the second edition that I bought. And some raised generic counters. But of course there is also the lovely new glass trophy for the cabinet, as well as the alternate art game board. I'll be receiving some more limited edition Games W models as well as additional price support from the store, but as the delivery hadn't come in yet, that will be handed over to me at into the Under Acron 3 tournament in August. But I can say I was quite happy with how my concoction performed, and Elephane had found a worthy Idonet successor in the Underworlds with a not your regular poison deck build. Because yeah, everybody thought I would play Alone in the Dark and I don't have that card in my deck. Now to pack up the thorns and my passive-aggressive build for the next tournament, which will be the Benelux Clash 3 in 2 weeks. See you back then, and we'll see how that one went. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.